What's up, YouTubeites? Welcome to Lords of the Long Box presents the CovrPrice Top 10 plus one for the week ending. What is this? Are we in August?
We
August
are in August. Yeah.
8th.
Yes, we
All
are.
I know is it's hot as hell outside because it's August. Hot August nights for real, though. It is disgusting outside. We actually have thunderstorms in Southern California, believe it or not. So it's actually humid, which it doesn't never. We basically live in a desert by the beach. So even if it's 10% humidity, you immediately feel it because it's normally so dry out here.
Yeah, it was like 80% humidity here today. Oh, I
you're
couldn't
in
even go outside.
So yeah, you got sentenced to Detroit. I'm telling you, go watch Kentucky Fried movie. You've been sentenced to Detroit. No, but before we get started, boys and girls, while you guys are congregating, let's rock out a little bit, shall we? I give you guys Senor DJ Pimp, shall I?
Ladies and gentlemen, DJ Pimp, when you're ready, your 6 minutes starts now. Check this out.
Yes, shout out to our friends over at Aegis Comics of Alaska for that excellent intro. Welcome to Lords of the Long Box presents the CovrPrice Top 10 plus one, the best top 11 on the internet since about 2000 and I don't know 17. I have no idea anymore. Dark Side Jedi. Speaking of not knowing anything, say what's up to everybody.
Hey, Tuesday. Let's get into this list, everybody.
Manimal, say what's up.
What's up, everybody? I'm finally back from a long vacation. Glad to be back to the top 10 CovrPrice and looking to have some fun tonight.
And Senor Justin.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday night's fun times with Lords of the Long Box.
That's right, boys and girls. Shout out to DJ Pimp for that dope rock intro there. For those who are really into DJing, if you notice, the crossfader is actually flipped on that, meaning he reversed it. It's called a hamster scratch. So for all you DJ heads out there, if you notice, the fader is actually on the opposite side. It's called a hamster scratch, and it's actually from a dude called DJ Quest, and he was from the Bay Area, and they had a DJ group called something hamsters. Hold on, man. Because there was Invisible Scratch Pickles, and then they had a group called the something crazy Scratch Hamsters. I have to look it up for you, but it was DJ Quest is the one who invented the flipping of the crossfader. I'm probably getting too deep in the woods for you already, but
you have a
it's
homework
basically
assignment for Thursday. You got to find a video of the Scratch Hamsters for everybody.
Yeah. Well, because first it was Invincible Scratch Pickles, and then they came out, and it was another
That's
group
even
from the
better.
Bay Area, and there's something hamsters, just like black belt radioactive
that
hamsters,
book.
and there you go, man. So
Somewhere.
we've already gone off the rails, boys and girls, but that is the hamster scratch. Just go ask your fellow turntablist what a hamster scratch is, and he'll tell you. He'll tell you that the crossfader is flipped from one side to the other. But this show is sponsored by our friends over at CovrPrice.com. Go to CovrPrice.com for all your comic book collecting needs. Whoever uses StreamYard, I hate the new layout, by the way. Everything's vertical. All the graphics are vertical, but sign up for a 2-week free trial, or for the price of a double quarter pounder with cheese, you can sign up for a whole month, $6.99. That's right, we flipped
With
it.
cheese?
It's
Damn.
with cheese, because if you pay like with cheese, I didn't realize McDonald's was so expensive when they asked me to supersize it. And they go, yeah, that's like $12. I'm like, what did I just order, man? That's
Yeah.
like, wait, French fries are $4? I mean, what the heck? Anyway, the show is also sponsored by our friends at KRSComics.com. Go to KRSComics.com. Use the discount code of LOT to get 15% off any KRS Comics exclusives, as well as the KRS Pool Box. There is, believe it or not, I'm not joshing you, there is no books that are coming out tomorrow. Friday, you'll have to wait. But this is still available. Natalie Sanders.
Nice.
Fear Fatale, or what was it? Fear Status, Fear something
Fear
Alpha.
State.
Fear State Alpha,
Alpha.
number 1. This is the Natalie Sanders variant, and there are still copies available over on the KRS website. Just use the discount code of LOTLB, get 15% off, man. So once again, this is the Cover Price Top 10 for, we're already in August, and guess what day it is? The day of... It's not White Wednesday yet, but you know what? It's truly What If Wednesday now. I am so excited for What If tonight.
White Wednesday. Careful.
No.
You want to get canceled?
What if Wednesday? What if Wednesday? I'm so stoked for this. I can't wait. So I get to see it at midnight, so I don't have to wait till 3 a.m. like the rest of you guys. So I'll be stoked, man. I'll be doing my review tomorrow, man.
Hey, it's a busy week. You got What If?
Hey,
You got
what if you
Titans.
didn't remind us every
and,
week that you
Bad
get
Batch.
to watch it early?
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah. What if you didn't live in Detroit? Sorry, man. What If and season 3 of Titans, right?
Yeah, and the Bad Batch
and that
is,
starts on
ending
August
on Friday.
12th,
We're
right? Is
getting
it
another
August 12th?
Doom Patrol.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's starting
man.
next.
Getting
A lot of
everything.
fun.
It's
Time to
exciting
be a
again.
geek. Good time to be a geek. Speaking of geek, let's get right to it, man. This is the Cover Price Top 10. As always, there's one that doesn't quite break the top 10, but it's close enough that we like to call that the runner-up, and today's runner-up is...
Oh, we got ourselves Superboy number 9 from DC Comics back in 1994. If you guys have watched the Suicide Squad movie, saw this guy from James Gunn's newest movie, King Shark. He was a bright spot in the film's more comedic and violent moments. Collectors are betting that he'll be a fan favorite in the DC EU moving forward. His first full appearance sold 29 copies last week, had a 7-day uptrend of 119%, and a high sale of $400 in a CGC 9.8. I remember when this was on like the top 5 when they announced that he was going to be in the movie.
It's a reoccurring offender here that when it first announced, I think it was because the trailer dropped and we got to first see him. And then, obviously I don't read Superboy or King Shark. How is he in the comics? Does he speak like that as well, or is he more intelligent?
Man,
It
I haven't
depends
read
on
the
the run, I
Suicide-
think.
Yeah. He definitely
Is he-
spoke like in the New 52 series.
Yeah.
when he was on there.
He was pretty hilarious. Like,
Yum,
lift
yum.
up hand.
That was great.
But
What a
yo,
great
he was
movie.
pretty powerful though. I was when
Dude.
they were all shooting him. Yo, he was like,
I was like, damn,
Yeah.
they took him out, and spoiler, sorry.
You
Yeah,
know
no, we
what?
gotta-
This movie, in my mind, I will have ultimate rewatchability. I think. I
Yeah,
think it
oh,
has
yeah, watch it
it
twice.
has that entertainment factor where you can just
Yeah.
pop it in and just watch it at any time. I don't know why people are dragging it because it didn't make money, and then
Well, look, first of all,
I don't know.
we're in the Delta variant days, okay? Nobody's going to the movie theater. And it was on HBO Max. So take HBO Max out of it, put it in back when the regular movies were coming out, and it makes money. It was a
Well,
great movie.
and it's R-rated too, which doesn't help. And also, here's the funny thing: so Thursday night it broke pandemic records. So that tells you that once Friday, Saturday, Sunday coming, pirating was just out of control because there are pristine copies on the internet. But go support the movie if you can, because we want more comic book movies. And the funny thing is, the detractors of the film are not Marvel people. most Marvel people are like, yo, that was fun. It's the Snyder Cut people that hate it because it's not Snyder. It's so weird. I don't understand.
I think it's
Yeah, a
also
little
you'll
bit.
see, you know what? Actually, gonna plug the Comic-Con podcast episode this week. We have a massive DC fan who talks about his opinion, and he'll tell you why he wasn't such a big fan of it. I get there's definitely the Snyder verse people, but I do think main super like hardcore Suicide Squad fans, I can see why it would make you upset.
You mean like the Ostrander run?
Just in general.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously it's, because it's such a drastic contrast to the original, like
You know what? They
Suicide
can
Squad
all
movie.
hate on it as much as they want. I'm gonna love it, and that's all that
Yeah.
matters.
Well, I mean, if you're a fan of James Gunn, you'll love it. If you love that movie Tremors, which I absolutely love, if you've never seen it,
Oh my God,
Tremors,
Tremors.
Tremors is awesome. By the way,
Dude,
it's just
how many times did you guys laugh out loud?
A lot.
through that
It was
movie?
a
hilarious.
lot,
Like,
a lot.
For real.
It was really entertaining, great action. It was actually action packed.
And how many jaw dropping? Like how much gore? I mean, there was
Well,
a glorious.
just King Shark
comic book movie I've ever
himself,
seen.
right? Just King Shark himself, like eating people. Spoiler alert, by the way. But
Well, you saw him do that on the trailer.
yeah, but no, I you know what? To me, it was one of the better DC films that since the Nolan.
And come on, Starro the Conqueror. We have Kang the Conqueror, and now we have Starro the Conqueror.
And Karen the Conqueror. Oh my god, oh my god, dude.
Hilarious.
When
Yeah,
Karen,
you can't really say too much now.
okay, sorry, we'll stop for those who haven't seen you, but just be on the lookout for Karen the Conqueror. She is freaking hilarious, man. But anyway, runner up is Superboy, number 9 from 1994. Look at that. Look at the shark. He's even got like Judas Priest like armbands on him. All right, let's get right to the top 10. What do we got for number 10? Look at that, another horror book.
Number 10, we got The Me You Love in the Dark, number 1, but it's going to be the Scotty Young 1 in 25 variant from Image Comics. So this book just came out. Writer Scotty Young and artist Jorge Corona follow up their Middle West series with this new horror book. Horror comics are back in full force and dominating the shelves. The solicitation reads, an artist named Roe retreats from the grind of the city to an old house in a small town to find solace and inspiration without realizing the muse within is not what she expected. Fans of Stephen King and Neil Gaiman will enjoy this beautiful, dark, and disturbing story of discovery, love, and terror. This Scotty Young 1 in 25 was a big hit this week, sold 41 copies with a 7-day trend of 91%, and had a high sale of $71 for a raw copy.
Wow. And when I first saw this cover, I immediately thought of Neil Gaiman from, you ever seen that film Coraline?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Really kind of like this really twisted, not really for kids, kind of stop motion animation. And also The Nightmare Before Christmas for some reason, right? It has that kind of
It's got
vibe
that
to it.
vibe, yeah.
Yeah, but a really cool cover because immediately when you see this cover, you're like, oh my God, that's almost like a homage thing. I immediately thought, and he said it, Neil Gaiman, with Coraline, or was it Caroline? Coraline.
Coraline.
Yeah, Coraline, which I absolutely love. I'll straight up admit, I am a Neil Gaiman mark. I love everything that Neil Gaiman does, man. I even bought that book, Norse Mythology. I need to finish it.
There's a cool book. It's called, something about the milk. Shit, it was a children's book, but it's phenomenal, man. He wrote it with Scotty Young, did all the all the illustrations. Something about the milk. I'll have to find it.
Yeah,
while
Neil
you guys are
Gaiman
reading.
does
Great.
kids books as well as adult. I mean, you think American Gods is super adult, but he also did the book that they made the movie with Michelle Pfeiffer. What is it called?
Stardust?
Stardust, which I thoroughly enjoy. It's kind of a fantasy magical film. I mean, and that's more for kids.
good.
Coraline is more for kids, even though it's kind of dark. But Neil Gaiman kind of runs the gamut of one of the guys who does novels and he doesn't poo-poo comic books. Like he still
Stardust
says,
has got Daredevil in it.
which one?
That plays Daredevil.
Ben Affleck or Charlie
No,
Cox?
no. The one from Netflix.
Oh yeah, Charlie Cox.
Yeah, Charlie Cox. Yeah.
Oh wow, I have to see that. Was he the main character? Wow, that was a
Yeah,
long
he's the
time
main
ago.
guy.
He must have been a really young guy. All right, tell another one of the trends of horror titles with really long titles. The Me You Love in the Dark. I had to take a double look at this and it's like, wait, The Me You Love in the Dark. Okay, because I'm like, there's got to be a comma or something missing there. Anyway, coming in number 10, the Scotty Young 1 in 25 variant. All right, what do we got for number 9?
Yeah, and that book I was trying to think of was Fortunately the Milk. Very cool for
Wow.
children's book. Very
There you
cool.
go. Get that for your children so they will never be able to sleep again.
No, it's not scary. It's just cool. I don't know. It was a fun read. So number 9 this week is Red Room number 3. This is the Jim Rugg Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles homage 1 in 15 variant from Fantagraphics into 2021. And horror books are super hot, as we see. And this 1 in 15 variant is trending due to its homage of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 1. As seen from the massive success of Stray Dogs, homage covers are also back in a very big way. This variant sold 44 copies. It had an uptick of 91%, and it had a high sale of $100 for a raw copy. It's pretty good.
Yeah, so this is interesting because it's a horror book that's an homage of a Turtles book, not even because you know how the Stray Dogs are taking like famous horror posters, like Silence of the Lambs and whatnot, but this is straight up that is that Raphael? I'm trying to think of what that issue is.
Aren't red rooms like dark web rooms where people like pay for weird stuff to happen? Because it says murder on the dark web.
Yeah, I think that's like what the whole thing is.
Fun and profit, red room. Ugh, creepy.
I'm telling you, I mean, right now, that's you want a comic to sell, get a horror title and have a cool cover homaging something, and it's bound to happen. That just seemed to be the collector's trend right now. And I think also, and we talked about this in the past, it's easier to do standalone horror titles as opposed to a superhero comic. You do a superhero comic, you kind of have to build a world around it, right? You just can't have him fighting off bank robbers like Superman used to do in the first few issues of Action Comics, right?
He couldn't fly. He just
jumped over buildings and fighting. Literally, Action Comics #1 is him foiling a bank robber, taking care of I think a guy who was beating on his wife and something else. He was just doing everyday crime. I mean, he wasn't saving the universe yet, so it's interesting.
Well, do you remember the old serials with what was his name? The original black and white.
Yeah, the black and white ones. Yeah.
He would like jump out of a window, and it looked like he was like just falling. I don't know.
If you want to see the true story about that, watch that movie Hollywoodland with Ben Affleck about how he really died. It's really, really interesting. I remember as a kid, this was way before the internets, and the rumor that how the original Reeves died. What was it? Not Christopher Reeves, but his name was Reeves as well. The guy who played the first one. Mm-hmm. The internet, or the what they call it, the urban myth. The same thing as drinking soda and Pop Rocks back when you were a kid. You could die. Was that he thought he was Superman? He jumped out a window and he died. That's for years and years as a kid. That's what I was told, and that's what I believed, that he killed himself that way. But it was by gunshot wound. George Reeves. There you go. Thank you, Stan Morgan, for that. So, but if you watch Hollywoodland, okay, because believe it or not, before Hollywood was called Hollywood, there used to be a land on the end. Even the Hollywood sign, it used to have a land on the end. It used to be called Hollywoodland back in the 40s and 50s. That movie stars Ben Affleck as Superman. So Ben Affleck is the only actor to play Superman and Batman on the big screen. Different version of it, albeit, but there's some trivia for you that we may drop on our 7,000 subs giveaway. By the way, if you're not subbed up, sub up. We're close to 7,000 subs, and we want to give you guys some cool stuff and swag. All right, so number 9 on the list is Red Room. I do believe somebody in the live chat said that Red Room is a hostel on the dark web.
That was a great movie.
Yeah. All right.
I didn't see the second one though, but the first one was great.
Yeah. All right. What do we have for number 8?
Number 8's a really interesting book from the 90s. So we got Ghost Rider #1, the second series. So the 90s classic Ghost Rider cover features the first appearance of Danny Ketch, the second Ghost Rider, and also the villain Death Watch. This book is trending due to some loose rumors somebody's sending out there of Danny Ketch and the Ghost Rider and the Midnight Suns project being one of the rumored 9 new Marvel shows to be in development. It sold 30 copies last week, had a 7-day uptrend of 141%, and a high sale of $576 for a CGC 9.8 for this awesome book.
Not to toot our own horn, but we've been talking about this book for at least 2 years now. That Danny Ketch was coming, and I found out the actual where this rumor came from, and I'll drop it in the live chat here so you guys can look for it for yourself. So basically, an LLC was created, recently filed by Marvel. Which was a company called Richmond Street Productions, and they normally do this as kind of code words for shows, right? So basically, as it turns out, Richmond Street is in Brooklyn, New York, and it's a stone's throw away from Cypress Hills National Cemetery, a place that is directly connected to Ghost Rider and the Spirits of Vengeance host Danny Ketch. So there you go. It took me a while to figure out where this was coming from. So comicbook.com ran with it. Another one. So basically, if you subscribe to Production Weekly or any of these things that you get the Hollywood periodicals, you too can become a scooper extraordinaire because you just got to put two and two together. You find out, hey, Marvel has put an LLC on this. I wonder what this means. And if you Google it, you'll find out it actually has a place in the Marvel comics, and there's a street and there's a cemetery where Danny Ketch first became the Spirit of Vengeance. So there you go, man. I put two and two together for you. But if you've been watching The Lords, you've been knowing that we have been talking about Danny Ketch and the Midnight Suns and all the Ghost Riders, to be honest with you. Jaime Reyes, was it Jaime Reyes? Is that his name?
No, that's Jaime Reyes.
Robbie Reyes.
Robbie Reyes.
Blue
That's it.
Beetle.
Yeah, we're always talking about the first Puerto Rican superhero anyway. So there was the Reyes character, which was obviously the newest iteration. We also had Alejandra Jones and obviously Danny Ketch version, and just get them all. There's gonna be a lot of Ghost Rider coming your way. Get all of them is what we're saying. You know what I mean? So number 8 on the list is Ghost Rider number 1, and if this is on the list, then you know what's coming up next.
Yeah, so it shouldn't be any surprise. Number 7, we got Ghost Rider number 28. So as noted above, there are loose rumors, speculation that a Danny Ketch-led Midnight Suns is in development for Disney+. This issue features the first cameo appearance of the Midnight Suns via a future premonition. Their first full appearance is in Ghost Rider number 31. Issue 28 is the market preference and sold 37 copies, had a 7-day trend of 129%, and had a high sale of $400 for CGC 9.8.
I'm glad you said that because I'm tired of people saying true first appearances or whatever. There's no such thing. I don't care if you're trying to make content, clicks, bait, whatever you're doing. It's the market that dictates. The market dictated Hulk 181 is the book to get, not Hulk 180, even though Marvel has said that's the true first appearance. Nobody's going to go out and spend $4,000 on a Hulk 180, but they will spend $4,000 on a Hulk 181. And Matt worded it perfectly in that article. It's the market has decided this is the book to get because even though it may not be the true first full appearance, it's the book that people are getting. It's the book that, I don't know how to, I don't know. I feel like I talk about it over and over again because I see other YouTubers and bloggers talk about this is the true first appearance. It's like, dude, you're trying to change collectors' minds that have made their minds up 30 years ago that this is the book to get. You know what I mean? It's like, it's whatever how do I say it? It's capitalism at its best. The capitalist says this is the book. Am I using that in the correct terminology? I mean, this is capitalism, right? It's the market dictates what should be bought. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the key of capitalism. Regardless of what you think is the true first appearance or first cameo, it's just what the market decides. Maybe it's the cool cover.
Supply and demand. It's
especially
cover,
and the argument between Hulk 180 and 181. 181 is an iconic cover. I can barely remember what Hulk 180 looks like. All I know is Wendigo is on it, right? I mean,
Yeah,
but Hulk 181 has Wolverine on it, fighting the Hulk with Wendigo and somebody, you know what I mean? It's just like, I'm tired of this argument about the first true or whatever. I mean, it's great for content for you to get your clicks and views and everything, but all in all, it's whatever the market dictates. And guess what? The market is much bigger than a channel with 7,000 subs to 50,000 subs to 100,000 subs. The market is gigantic. When you think about how many people are actually buying these books up. So, end tangent there. So Ghost Rider number 28 coming in at number 7. People got another good chance to get another book on this. I told people this list is relatively easy. So what do we got next? Yeah.
This is Moon Knight number 1 from 1980, and anticipation is ramping up. The first issue of his first ongoing series sold 38 copies. Had a 7-day uptrend of 144%, and it had a huge raw sale for $504, ladies and gentlemen.
I hope they had lots of pictures and it was like near mint plus.
I mean, golly.
So that's a classic sign of FOMO of WW Werewolf by Night number 32.
What's very interesting, and I'm not going to call it a trend, but it's very coincidental maybe that we've been seeing so many high raw sales with CGC being so far behind and everybody not being able to get books and all that stuff. I wonder if people just don't want to wait.
Damn you, Anthony. You want to buy back that company on one of your auctions. I only sold it because I have doubles, but I appreciate it though. Just to make you feel better, Anthony, I kept a higher grade one. But there you go. But no, so Werewolf by Night 32. People got priced out. Werewolf by Night 33, second appearance, people got priced out. And then there's the I always get this wrong. Marvel Spotlight or Marvel Premiere number 28. I think it's Marvel Spotlight, which is his first solo ongoing. That's like the third book to get. And then later on, you get to this one. And then there's the Stephen Platt run people are getting now, as well as the David Finch run. So people are just buying up all the ancillary books, hoping that one will pop over the other. Because as I saw on a YouTube auction over the weekend, one of the cats had a Werewolf by Night 32. I think it was a 9.2, and he's selling it for $7,000, $7,500, which was actually below GPA. But man, whenever we see the first trailer, it's going to explode.
Explosion.
I think Oscar Isaac will kill it, man. Because have you seen him in the trailers for Dune? He looks really good in that, man.
Yeah, that looks like a really good movie.
Man, I hope theaters are open when Dune comes out. I have to see that in IMAX.
I never read the books, but the movie looks phenomenal. What's his name? Who was the original? David Lynch. His version was
weird. That really threw me off Dune.
It was so weird.
It was so weird. I could not watch that movie because the books are really, really super sci-fi.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And Lynch made it really weird. And maybe I was too young to understand it,
age probably.
I tried to watch it again the other day, and it was still weird.
I tried to watch it a couple months ago, and I just it was boring to me.
Yeah, Lynch was not the perfect director to get, but he was. What was that show he used to do? Twin Peaks.
He used what was his name?
He used the same actor that was in that as well, and that was at the height of Lynch's popularity when he did that. And I do believe Dune tanked. I do believe it tanked at the box office and a critical response. But this version looks absolutely gorgeous, and I have to see it. And please, theaters be open by the time it comes out because I have to see this in IMAX. It looks absolutely incredible. So number 6 on the list, Moon Knight, number 1 from 1980. Remember, there's probably like 4 or 5 volumes of this. I don't know how many times they rebooted this, but it's been rebooted again too. So if you haven't told, with all the 27 variants for issue number 1 that came out, but there you go. Moon Knight number 1 is in at number 6. What do you got for halfway there, boys and girls? It's only been 28 minutes. What do you got for number 5?
So I think this book is definitely up for contention next to Ultimate Fallout 4 with the most times it's been on this list consecutively.
Right, yeah.
So you got The Nice House on the Lake, number 1 from DC Comics, Black Label. So James Tynion new series is another holdover from last week. It's the 5th straight week that it's been on this list since it's come out, and the prices just keep going higher and higher. Last week it sold 52 copies. I don't know where people are finding these copies, but 7-day uptrend of 107% and a new high sale for a CGC 9.8 for $175. So
that doesn't sound so bad, actually. 175 for 9.8, I'd pay for it.
It's still early. Early.
We liked last year was the summer of Punchline and Miles. This summer is going to be the summer of horror books and Tynion. Is Department of Truth a horror title or no?
Not really. It's more of a political things that happen.
Something is Killing the Children is definitely a horror book, right? Just the title itself, but this is the summer of horror books and homage covers. So I remember last year we did our retrospective with the guys from CovrPrice, and it was the year of Punchline and Miles. They were on the top 10 list the longest, if you remember that. Do you remember like everybody was getting the wrong Nightwing book because they thought that was a first appearance of Punchline?
Oh,
do you remember that? It was so long ago. I remember like, oh man, do you remember when the Batman Who Laughs was all over our top 10, and then like, where's the Batman Who Laughs now? It's like, what happened to those? It's like kind of crazy, but there you go. The Nice House on the Lake, continuing the trends of horror titles with long names, except for Ha, which is the only horror book that only really 2 letters in the title. So there you go. Number 5 number 1 in at number 5, CGC 9.8 for 175. Seems to me like if you're gonna buy it, just buy it slab for 175 as opposed to buying them raw and then having to try to get them graded. I'm just saying. All right, number 4 on the list is a book that we actually broke on this channel here as a scoop.
Yeah, number 4 is Infinite Crisis number 5 from back in 2006. This issue features the first appearance of Jaime Reyes as the new Blue Beetle. The Hollywood Reporter recently reported that Cobra Kai star Xolo Maridueña in talks to lead DC's Blue Beetle. This also came on the heels of the recent announcement of Angel Manuel Soto directing the film. This news moved 33 copies, had a 7-day trend of 177%, and had a high sale of $220 for a CGC 9.6.
Let's give Manimal applause for the pronunciations of those names. That was excellent. Very well done.
That's that El Paso for you right there.
He's got that Tex-Mex accent down, man.
That's that border Spanish, baby.
So number 4 on the list is Infinite Crisis. Number 5, we've long talked about it, that they were going to be doing a Blue Beetle movie. Sure enough, finally we got some movement on it now. So there you go. I mean, DC is going a certain way. If you don't like what they're doing with Suicide Squad and Black Adam and Shazam and Blue Beetle, then I hate to tell you, they're going away from dark and brooding and perhaps more into maybe funny and violent, which I have no problem with. I mean, you can have a wide variety of stuff, right? You could have dark and gritty, and you can have light and fluffy. Like when I think of the contrast, I think of Zack Snyder's Justice League, the Snyder Cut, and then Shazam, which is on the opposite end. And I enjoyed both. I probably enjoyed Shazam a little bit more because Megan Good is in it. You know what I mean? And Shazam 2 is coming out. Black Adam is going to come out, and it looks like that's going to be a little bit dark. But, you got a little bit of flavors of everything, because I think if the entire palette is just dark and brooding, it just kind of gets depressing after a while. I guess Wonder Woman 84 was trying to be light, but it just didn't work out.
It just sucked.
Yeah, an 80s movie without any 80s music. Rumors, hey, $5 super chat to Spec Collector, great name, by the way. Rumors are that Shamir Anderson is joining the Marvels as Adam, anything from Mikey's son. Oh, yeah, shout out to Donnie. Oh, God. Oh, you're going to get me into trouble with this. Shout out to Donnie Cates. I was actually going to use a new graphic for this, but I couldn't find it. The picture of Otto and... do you guys have that? The picture of Otto and his man Donnie Cates?
Oh, from this year or from like 2 years ago?
No, he did it again this year. I think he got a picture with them.
No, I didn't notice the new one.
Spec Collector, ask that on the Letters of the Long Box video, or you know what? Send me a message, and we're gonna probably do another Letters of the Long Box this Sunday, and we'll try to answer your question for you, man. But great question. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Appreciate it. And we're trying to go live on Sunday for another Letters of the Long Box. Scheduling and everything has just been kind of crazy. So that's interesting. This Blue Beetle could be DC's Miles Morales. You think so, guys? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, he's a young character. He's a minority character. I could see it. I mean, for sure.
I just need to see a Blue Beetle and Booster Gold team up movie, because it would just be silly, just the name of it. But I would go see it. Just like how Suicide is just silly and it works for me. Give me Blue Beetle and Booster Gold, and then we have an Hour Man movie. So if you watch the movie for 2 hours, really you're wasting your time, because he only has powers of 1 hour at a time. So remember that DC is actually doing an Hour Man movie. So that should be interesting. So hopefully it's just an hour long, because that way you don't have to sit there for 2 hours and have them not powered up for half the film. All right, number 4 on the list, Infinite Crisis, number 5. If we have Infinite Crisis number 5 on here, that means we have to have this on here.
Ryan? Did we lose him? He might have dropped. So Infinite Crisis.
It's fine. No, this is actually perfect. So, Infinite Crisis number 3.
Oh, I'm here. Oh, I'm sorry,
okay.
I was muted. Lucky for me, Justin sold me this a couple months ago, and the market seems to favor characters' first appearance over their first appearance in costume, and it's a notable shift for today's modern characters. And an example of this is this issue that features the first appearance of Jaime Reyes, who, as noted, took on the mantle of Blue Beetle in issue number 5. It sold 38 copies. It had a 7-day trend of 157% and had a high sale of $290 for a CGC 9.8.
Yeah, and I'm not thinking like people are initially got the first one, right? And then maybe they're priced out or they already have it. They're like, well, what's the next thing I can get at? And let me get Infinite Crisis number 3. Shout out to my man Big Ease. Shout out to the Lord's Crew. Good thing I have 3 copies of Infinite Crisis number 3 and 5. Big Easy running. You can retire now, brother. Just go ahead, retire.
Now, this is the regular cover art. There actually is the variant as well.
Yeah, there's a couple books. There's the Jim Lee one.
Yeah.
So
but I'm assuming the variants are somewhat pricey already, right?
So there's like a cover A, there's a cover B. There's definitely second printings on this book because obviously it sold a lot. But let's look at the prices. So I actually just looked at my PayPal and I saw exactly. So when we did our Lord's auction in April, I sold a 9.8 to Ryan for $125 for a CGC 9.8. So he's already doubled his money investment on this book.
You know, Ryan
Gotta love
deserves
it.
some wins because he's had nothing but losses in
It's
his
about
collecting
damn time.
career.
It's about damn time.
Yeah. What's the other book you got that really popped that was on our Shakers list? The Young Avengers 9.5.
The Young Avengers, and also I got lucky on the Mephisto.
Yeah. But that Young Avengers 9.5,
Yeah,
when you got
that's
it,
huge.
that already jumped like over $1,000 over what you paid for.
Easily
Right?
$1,000.
Yeah. So you want to crack that 9.5 so you can get a
I'm gonna,
9.8 out of it?
definitely. I might send it to CGCS though.
Oh my God, that would be awful. Okay. I can't believe
you know what? I wonder if that would make it interesting because it's a it's the
I seen somebody
CGC
actually ask that in a
CBCS
Facebook
version.
group. I will not name the Facebook group, but it's a comic book group, and somebody showed a Young Avengers 9.5, and they said, "Should I crack to see if I can get a 9.8?" And everybody's like, "No, dude, don't." You know, but you have to remember sometimes there's new people into the hobby, but like. I'm thinking, who knew in the hobby dropped that much coin on a Young Avengers 9.5 and then wants to crack it? But that just shows there's a lot of new money coming into the
but
hobby.
if you look at the prices of this book, like go on.
Here, you want to show it, Ryan? You're reaching for it.
Yeah, I could show
I
it.
mean, let me hide. Big yellow shirt.
No big deal.
Except
But
for a
go
glare.
on CoverPrice. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not looking. I got my
CovrPrice unfortunately doesn't have a setting for it because it's a 9.5, right?
no,
'Cause
but
they're-
they have it. They have it listed. You go on CoverPrice after the show. I want you guys to go and look at the price jump. It was like a $50 book about a year or so ago. It's really, or maybe not a year, but if you go down the list, it's really funny to see how much this book.
Because I think that is the rare of the rare for Young Avengers. And obviously, Young Avengers is. I have all the Young Avengers variants except for that one. So if you want to make a trade, Ryan, I got something for you. All right. All right. Number 3 on the list, Infinite Crisis. Number 3. So this is the first time we see Jaime Reyes, right? And then number 5 is the first time as actual Blue Beetle in costume and everything, right? Yep. Interesting now how that trend is. Because, rarely do we ever see like, hey, here's so and so as this, and then so as somebody else. Thank God Wonder Man hasn't been like developed onto the big screen and all the different iterations of Wonder Man that's shown up. If you think about or Scott, or you think about Hank Pym, and he did like Yellow Jacket, and then he became like the giant guy and all the different versions of him. Thank God they separated that. But number 3 on the list, Infinite Crisis, number 3 from 2005. We're almost there, boys and girls. What do we got for numero dos?
Number 2 is another Suicide Squad member. So you got Superman number 4 from DC Comics, 1986. So Idris Elba, as his role as Bloodsport, was clearly the central character in the latest film from Suicide Squad. There are exceptions, or maybe hope that we'll see him continue on in the DCU, but he actually just got, he's going to be the voice of Knuckles from Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm so happy. Anyway,
that is
first appearance is in this issue. It went from obscure to hot. It had moved 57 copies last week, had a 7-day uptrend of 130% and a hot new high sale of $375 and a CGC 9.8.
Now, I have a quick question. Is this the book that he shoots Superman with a kryptonite
that
bullet?
is.
So that's actually from the comics then, which Amanda
first
Waller
appearance.
says.
Exactly.
Okay. That's
That
pretty
is this
cool.
book.
And you know what? I don't know what it is about Idris Elba. He just oozes
He's awesome.
cool to me.
I want him to be 007 so bad.
And he's a real DJ too. He DJs gigs. I mean, although he plays like EDM and he plays house too, but he's an actual real DJ, just like Jon Favreau DJs, just like Russell Peters DJs. It's kind of interesting the world of comics and DJs, it's a perfect match, boys and girls. That's all I got to say. So shout out to my man, Matt DeVoe, who's in the house. Matt DeVoe is from, who writes these wonderful things for us. What did he say? He was just saying something that I think this is referring to the 9.5, Ryan. He says we put it as a variant so it doesn't skew the
Understood. It's on there. You definitely see it.
I wouldn't sign me.
You just can't load it into your collection because there's no option for a 9.5. So when you try to load it in the collection, it's in the list and a drop down as a variant. But
Oh my God, he's right. Hodor from Game of Thrones DJ too. I seen that one time.
And he's a metalhead too. He plays
Oh my
some
God.
he plays some good guitar.
Yeah. So I wouldn't mind seeing more of this character if there's a Suicide Squad sequel. But if you watch, I don't want to give away spoilers, but kind of it doesn't seem like there's not gonna be a sequel. I don't know, because they kind of have this thing in their back pocket they use at the end of it, right? You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, but it was kind of interesting how we're getting a Peacemaker series that could either be a prequel or it could be, I don't want to give away too much, but how about some Bloodsport? I would love to see a Bloodsport like HBO Max show. You know what I mean?
I want to see Bloodsport shoot Superman.
I want to see Bloodsport and Deadshot together. Will Smith and Idris Elba, dude. That would
And
be
throw
dope.
in Deathstroke, and you got a bunch of masks.
There you go.
And
Oh, a
Red
bunch
Hood. And Red Hood.
Yeah. So is Bloodsport shoot a some type of wrist rocket? Did you see that? It was in the movie.
It was like a slingshot.
Yeah,
he's
like a
got
slingshot, wrist
on his
rocket.
arm.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like little arrows.
Yeah, and that was pretty cool. That God, I want to talk about it so bad. But for those who haven't seen it yet, what are you waiting for? It's on HBO Max and it's at the movies, man. Just go see it. So, I already got my movie tickets for a Free Guy, by the way, which is another movie I'm super excited about. Have you guys seen the movie posters for it yet?
No,
Hey,
yeah, all the,
there's a
video
bunch
game
of
homages.
Yes, the video game homages. There's a Street Fighter 2 one where he's Blanca. it's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah.
So Superman number 4. Rarely do we ever get Superman books on this list. It's good to see Superman to show up on this list. All right, are you guys ready for number 1? Oh wow, this is a book that has shut back on there. Wow, I haven't seen this book in here for a while. What is number 1?
So number 1 is Spider-Man Unlimited number 1. In the most recent Venom Let There Be Carnage trailer, we were able to see a little more of Shriek, whose first appearance is in this issue. Sold 66 copies, had a 7-day trend of 115%, and had a high sale of $240 for a CGC 9.8. Yeah, this book's been back and forth, man, on this list.
So I hope this isn't true, but I was reading somewhere that because of theaters aren't performing well and some of the studios getting a little gun shy, that they may delay Venom and Spider-Man Far From Home. They even said so far as they're going to do that with Shang-Chi as well, which is coming out in like 3 weeks. I hope they don't do that for Shang-Chi because I think it's too far to go backward and to say we're going to push it back because they spent so much money on the marketing already, right? They can't just spend, because if they were to push it back from September to, let's say, October or November, then they would have to do all the marketing for it again. And it just, I just can't wait to see Shang-Chi on the big screen. I don't care. Give me all the comic book geeky related movies on the big screen. And then because I go support my movie theaters, I spend the $30 for one hot dog and a soda because, these movie theaters need their concession stands. Go buy AMC stock too if you want to. I don't know how well it's going to do, but Spider-Man Unlimited number 1 and 9.8 for $240. Isn't this like the super giant size book as well? Isn't it like it's like a not even a double? It's like a triple size book or something.
That's why it's $4 cover price.
Yeah, man. So there you go.
In the 90s, that was huge.
All right,
It's
so that
normal
was
now.
a nice, clean 45 minutes there. Yeah. Any last words, Ryan?
Cleanest show I think we've ever done. Amazing.
That's right. Yeah.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you for joining us. Great list. I actually had, I think, 3 or 4 books this week. Cool, man.
I told people this list was relatively easy this week. We're going to make that up to you for the Shakers and hope we can get an 0 for 11 out, 0 for 10 out of all of you. Listen.
This Friday and Saturday, I am doing back-to-back Whatnot sales. So Nemesis_Prime. Friday night, I'm doing Marvel books. Saturday night is indie books. So Something is Killing the Children, haha, Ice Cream Man. Friday night, 9 o'clock Eastern time. Saturday is 10 o'clock. So be sure to check out the books that I got for sale. Get some good
shout
steals.
out to all 230 of you that were watching, man.
Thank you.
Great crowd. Make sure you guys thumb this up and make sure you guys subscribe. So when we hit 7,000, we're going to give away some stuff, and I'm going to speak for Matt. We're going to give away a couple of CovrPrice subscriptions. We're going to give away some K-Riz Comics exclusives and all kinds of stuff. Speaking of giving stuff away, Manimal, what's your last words?
Just glad to be back. Another fun list. Like Tim said, it was a very grounded and accessible list this week, which is always kind of fun to see. So, glad to be back, and see you guys next week.
Yeah.
Wow, bro, really?
shout out to everybody that said, shout out to the Comic-Con podcast and also the Lords when they saw Justin at Terrificon. They said they really appreciate everything that we do over here and on the Comic-Con podcast. So shout out to everybody. We couldn't make it out there,
new
but-
episode on Friday as well. So
Yeah, we got a good
Comic-Con
guest, and I know I
Great
teased
guest.
it last week, the Donnie Cates story. So this week you're actually going to hear the Donnie Cates story from our guest.
You
So
don't get it on here?
no,
Wait,
man,
it's
this
the
is
guest, the person that actually happened to?
He was, yes. So
Witness.
He was right there. Yes,
Front
he was
row.
right
Okay.
next to Donnie Cates when it happened. So
If you're a Donnie Cates fan, make sure you check out the Comic-Con podcast on Spotify, iTunes, and wherever you consume podcasts. Tomorrow, guys, I'm going to be going live, a special live show. I'm going to talk to my friends at Shortbox. If you have any questions about Shortbox, make sure you tune in. Why Shortbox is different from eBay and what you can do to buy comics on Shortbox. And it'll be tomorrow right around probably 5 or 6 p.m. I'll set the schedule. I got my man. He's going to be coming on. I've known him for a few years now. They're doing great things over there with Shortbox.com. It's an app actually that sells just slabs and fixed things. So you don't have to go through eBay and sift through all the stuff. Then we'll see you Thursday for the Shaker Show. But tomorrow, I'm going to have my buddies from Shortbox on here. So make sure you guys tune in. Until next time, boys and girls, keep digging in them long boxes and peace out as soon as I figure out this StreamYard thing and this layout.
Bye,
This
everybody.
is so annoying. Oh my God. All right. Peace out, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow
Later.
for the Cover Price Shortbox, guys. Bye.
Now let's do this.
Rewind, select and come again. Pull up that from the top to the very last. Jump, 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 jump.
Who are you to make their lives bitter in hard bondage? In this you shall know that the Lord is What you think about it? Do it. We're here. We're back.
Let's do a job. You can't get fresher than this.
In the great hall of the Justice League, there are assembled the world's 5 greatest heroes. Their mission, to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all mankind.
When it comes, I won't even